everyone, welcome to AdiTrade. Today we're going to be seeing the Nifty and Banknifty analysis for 10th January, that is Monday. What I've opened here is the 15-minute chart of Banknifty. We had a pretty good turn on Friday. We went up, took a turn. The entire video of how I took a trade is there. If anybody wants to watch, can have a check. Now, coming for the trade possibility for tomorrow on this 15-minute chart. See, on this chart is where I have the purple lines marked, where these are based on the support and resistance based on the price action. Then I have another chart where I have the monthly and the weekly and the daily CPR marked. So, because if I put everything on one chart, it will look messy, right? So, I'll be explaining about this monthly, weekly and the daily CPR levels also. But now, looking at this price action chart, right, it's pretty clear that we have this trend line. It's pretty clear that we have this trend line. It has been respected almost thrice. One here, two, almost close here, three. So, any trend line that is tested more than 3 times, right, once broken, we can probably get a good momentum on the downside. That is somewhere close to 37,400. There's a good support here where we bounced even on Friday. We could even come dip until here. If this breaks, we could probably even see the next strong support based on price action is 37,180. We could even dip till here. And a move on the upside would be, see, a significant bullish move will come only about this level. That is 38,148 for sure. If this breaks right on a 15-minute and in 15 minutes we start trading about 38,150, right? That's when probably we can see a good move on the upside. The targets, see, we have one target that is at 39,800. That is too far off, right? If we look for some target that is close by, we do have one target right here itself. That is 38,003. I'm going to put a line here and just make it a thinner line. See, thin lines are where we can take possible like a good resistance, but it can be broken. But the thick lines is where we can take strong resistance. This is also one pretty strong resistance, that 237. And next we might take some resistance around this area, 38,480. Why? See, I'm just not drawing this randomly, right? Today, since we have time and since probably every state is in lockdown, probably you can watch this lengthy video. See, I'm not just randomly drawing this line. We did take some price action support here, resistance here. We did take some resistance support here. And again, we have taken some support here, right, on 29th October. And again, we have taken some reaction here. So this level, there will be some reaction at this level. Even if, say, let me just get rid of this. So now we have this level. I showed you how I got that level, right? Say, even if we are going to get a good bullish move on the upside until 39,900, we might face some resistance here. We might come up, be a little choppy here because of the previous price action that we saw here. Anytime when we have come here, we have taken some reaction, right? Same thing might happen again, and then we'll go up for sure. Or in case we break this with a good bullish candle, then for sure probably we'll hit 39,100. I don't see Banknifty going up so much very soon, but we'll just have to keep the levels marked, right? Now for the downside, as mentioned, if this trend line, the confirmation would be for the downside would be a good confirmation, a break of this trend line. Then probably 37,400 and 37,170. Even if that breaks, probably we can even come down to 36,000. Probably 36,740, and even if that comes, a good support is at 36,500. So these two thick lines can be a good support. The first support is coming at 37,100. Even if this trend line breaks on Monday, a move until here for intraday is pretty good. Now, just looking at the global market, as of now, SGX Nifty is showing 68-point gap up based on how the US market closed on Friday. Not sure how this will be on Monday morning. But as of now, it'll be a gap up. See, that's why I don't give importance to this gap up and gap down SGX Nifty too much of importance. I just see what might happen. Like, there's so many days where we see a gap up and it gaps down. We see a gap down and it gap up. So the best time to observe is probably on Monday morning at about 6 or 7 a.m. 6:30 is when the SGX market opens. Now, looking at this CPR levels, I have the weekly, monthly, and the daily CPR. And see, this CPR, what I use is custom made, which you won't find in TradingView. But any other CPR is available. It all gives the same value. You don't need this CPR to trade. You can use any CPR. You just have to go to indicators and type CPR and choose any one of the CPRs that is there. Everything gives the same value, and you'll have to tweak the settings according to your needs. See, I've kept red as resistance and green as support, and the pivot will be in this color, purple, and the CPR ranges will be in yellow, and star will be monthly. This dotted is weekly. So that's how I have bifurcated, and this line is daily. See, now on this 15-minute chart, when we look at the monthly, weekly CPR, we are still above this monthly R1, which we broke on Thursday, I think, Jan 6, Thursday. We broke this. We are still above this monthly R1. So we cannot say that we'll get a dip for sure, or for 100% sure the market is going to take a U-turn from here. As long as we're above this monthly R1, right, there are chances that we could reverse we could still move on the upside. So for me, based on CPR, a good short trade would be come down, probably a retest of this monthly R1, and then probably we might get some dip. See, in case we break this previous day high and R1 is at the same level, right? In case we break this level, the next targets, apart from these lines what I've drawn, the next good targets is also R2 and R3. If that's also broken, then monthly R2 is over here, 39,250. And see, at the same level, we also have this price action level, right? 39,100. So anytime if the market comes here, there might be a good chance of reversal. That's why I'm going to make it even more darker. So that is one thing regarding the CPR. See, based on SGX Nifty, as what I showed, we are getting a gap up for sure. So we'll have to see whether the gap up sustains. See, based on the price action, right, it's kind of looks like once we get a gap up, maybe like how we took a turn at R2, there is a possibility we might turn at R1 or we might turn at R2 of CPR from the kind of move and the bearishness that is seen in our markets. So there is a possibility. So that's why the CPR levels have marked, and it's quite important. I'll be using it. And as mentioned, for the downside, we need to start trading below this monthly R1 to get a confirmation that we could slip some more. And over here at 37,069, we have S2, which is a very good support. We also have a price action. See, when a CPR level comes with a good price action support, right, then the more likely it's going to take support here. And if that breaks, and over here S3 also, we have S3 at 36,700. So on Monday, the way we decide and take a trade could be tricky. It's see, a lot of days intraday trade is fine. You short at one level, you book at one level, but also looking at the market view, right? The bigger picture is also important to keep it in mind. That's when you can get a confirmation that, okay, maybe I can stay in the short trade or a long trade. See, after a nice bull run for many days, we are getting some selling pressure. So I do feel that might continue. Even this gap up that we are seeing of 68 point, not sure how it will be on Monday. If we get a gap up, that might be sold into. But now what is the confirmation now? See, we go with a bearish view, but the market starts moving up. So what do we do? Do we short at every level? No, right? What is the confirmation? The confirmation would be if we start trading above this level, and if we don't reverse from R2 like what we did on Friday, we went up. See, over here at 38,100, there were so many people who were giving, these call services are there where they tell you buy this, buy that. I'm part of so many WhatsApp groups, not by choice, but just because I have like so many brokers associated, right? So everybody have a WhatsApp group, and at this point where we shorted, people were giving calls to buy. They were giving targets of 38,500 and 38,600. There was no way we were going so high on that day. But so that's the reason, that's why technical analysis and learning and trading by yourself is the best thing. If nobody knows, if anybody doesn't know, technical analysis is best to learn and trade, not take any advice from anybody on the live market. See, I don't believe, I'll just give you a small example why I don't believe in the live market giving calls. Okay. Now, say if somebody decides okay, this is a good short trade, 38,100. Okay. By the time they decide that this is a good short trade, they need to tell it to you. Already the entry is missed. Probably by the time you get the call on any WhatsApp or anywhere, right? On any channel during the live market, we are already somewhere over here. So the best entry is already missed. So that is one reason why I don't believe taking those live calls in the live market is fruitful. Now coming to our analysis for Monday, right? Just looking at since we saw the price action chart, we saw the CPR chart. Now let's just look at the open interest for Banknifty. See, we have a very good resistance at 38,000 call. There are a lot of call sellers have been added even on Friday. So breaking 38,000 is really difficult. We have very good support at 37,500. We have the calls have exited and put writers have come in. So any gap up and somewhere close to 38,000, if you get a good bearish signal, probably a short until 37,500 will be a good move. If this breaks, see, we do have some support resistance even here. 37,800 and 900, there have been calls added. And even if 37,500 breaks, then the next support is only at 37,200, which is also a price action support at 37,170. So if we get a dip this level, right, 37,160 is a good place to book profit. Let's see if we have any of our CPR levels. No, we don't have a good CPR level at this point, but yeah, 37,200 is a good place to book profit. Now looking at the Nifty chart, so even Nifty we had a pretty good sell-off, but in Nifty we have like two trend lines that I've drawn, which we can make use of. This is a 15-minute chart. One is this upper trend line. If we go up, we might take resistance again here, as we are seeing this gap up, right, in SGX Nifty. That could indicate that we could get a gap up, probably a test close to this level, 17,870, and then get a sell-off. In case we break this, right, yeah, the next level would be 17,900 and 17,945 would be our targets. And on the downside, probably again we can take support at this level, that is 17,700. If that breaks, we have a good support at 17,650. And if these levels break, right, we have one more reaction level over here. I'm just going to make it light. That is 17,594, and then the next level is 17,530. And just turning on the CPR and just looking at the CPR level, see R1 and this price is pretty good. See, at R1 we also have a price action resistance. So in case we come here 17,909, we could see some selling pressure. And a good support is there at S1, even based on CPR. Now, one thing to observe in both Nifty and Banknifty is, if you see, we have a very narrow CPR in Banknifty and Nifty. That could indicate two things. Okay. Now, what is going to happen, we'll have to figure it out in the live market. But narrow CPR indicate two things. That is, the first one is it could be a very trending day. And the second thing it could indicate is a trend reversal. Okay, now both is possible in Banknifty, right? If you look at the chart, let me just shift to 15 minutes. See, we got a nice up move for 4 days, right? After that, we have some selling pressure, and the market was almost sideways for 2 days. If you see this, we came down, went up, again came down. This is a typical sideways market with some good moves for intraday. So the two things are possible. One is trending day, either on the upside or downside, and the other one is trend reversal. So it can be that since we came up all these days, this could be a narrow CPR and we could dip for a few days. Even that is possible. Or even this could also indicate a good breakout and we could start going up and probably make higher levels. Even that is possible. So narrow CPR indicates these two things. Just wanted to point that out. Now, looking at the open interest for Nifty, see, we have a very good resistance at 18,000. We also have a resistance at 17,900 and very good we have a very good support at 17,800. 17,800 would be somewhere over here on the chart. We don't have any CPL. The CPR itself is at 17,800. And after that, a very significant support. See here, we have both the call sellers and put sellers added, right? So in case we get some selling pressure, the put sellers will exit faster over here because they've been added on Friday. The call sellers are already been sitting over there at 17,800. So if that breaks, then the next support is only coming in at 17,700, which is also there on our chart, 17,700 at this level. So from wherever we get, in case we get some reversal from this trend line or R1 anywhere, right, and get a dip until 17,700 is a good place to take some profits for intraday. And that's it for today. Let's see how the market moves on Monday. And in case you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. Thank you.